class, welcome to ICS 100. This is the accelerated version. It's an 8-week course and it's going to run from March 10th to May 7th. So because this is accelerated, it's going to be a pretty intense class. We have a lot to cover in a short period of time, so I hope everybody is up for it. I'm not trying to scare you away from it or anything, but just wanted to give you a heads up that it is going to be a very fast-paced class. Okay, I'm making this video because I just wanted to give you a couple of tips on how to use Laulima if you haven't used it in the past, and also how to submit your papers through Google Drive. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Laulima. When you log into the campus website, to access Laulima, you simply come up to the upper kind of right-hand side of the screen and you click on Laulima. Okay. And this will bring you into your main section. I am already logged into Laulima, and so if you weren't yet logged in, as I am, you would enter your username and password over here, and then you would click on Login. Okay, once you get into Laulima, you have tabs for each of your different classes, up to 3. Okay, there's only a spot for 3 classes, so if you have more than 3 classes and you don't see the tab for your class up here on the top, then you can come over here to My Active Sites and click on the drop down. And then it has a list of all of your other classes. And so I'm going to come down here and click on ICS 100. Okay, and so these are the tools for ICS 100 are here on the left-hand side. Okay. There's a Home tab, there's Syllabus, Announcements, Resources, Discussion and Private Message, Chat Room, Gradebook, and the Mail tool. Okay. This is just right here, this is the home page. And this is when you first come into your class, this is normally where you will be directed. If I have put out any recent announcements, the announcements will show up here in this section. And if there have been any recent chats through the chat room, those will show down here in this lower section. Okay. So the first tool that we will be using within Laulima for this class is the syllabus. Okay, so the syllabus is posted here, and so please take a few minutes to go through this and make sure that you understand everything in the syllabus. It's essentially describing the class, what our intended outcomes are. We talk about the assignments. Okay, the assignments are mostly going to be participating in weekly discussions online, going to be writing papers, 1 paper per week, and then there's some additional learning documents that I have in the Resources tab that will give you an opportunity to do some software tutorials if you like. I'll put videos in there, I'll put the PowerPoint presentations, and then if there are any articles that I think are interesting pertaining to the topic that we're going over that week, I will post that in Resources as well. Okay. We have the grading criteria, and I'm sorry, it's the formatting here is kind of messed up, but I played around with it and I couldn't get it corrected. So anyway, we will be writing 8 papers throughout the 8 weeks. Each paper is worth 100 points. You will be graded on participation in the weekly discussions, and then there are 20 points that is left to my discretion. Okay, we will have deadlines on all of our assignments, and so I highly encourage everybody to get their assignments turned in on time so that you don't lose any credit for the work that you've done. Okay, and then we have our disclaimer on academic honesty, and I also have some tips to succeeding. Okay. Then at the bottom, I do have an outline of what we're going to be doing each week. Okay. So like I said, please go through this when you have a chance on your own time, and make sure that you understand everything, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay. The next tool that we'll be using is announcements. And what I will do on a weekly basis is I will send out an announcement and an email that accompanies it that will explain what the weekly assignment is. Okay, and it's essentially the same thing that you just saw within the syllabus. Okay, if I have anything else that I want to broadcast to the class, like for example, if I post something in resources or somewhere else, I will send out an announcement for that as well. Okay, within resources, this is where I have PowerPoints for each of the different chapters. Okay, so if I click on this folder over here next to PowerPoint, it will open up all of the different chapters, all of the slides for each different chapter. Okay. I have some examples of academic reports. So if you are new to writing papers in a college environment, these are just some examples of how the formatting should be and the different guidelines that you should use when writing an academic paper. Okay. I have a grading rubric, which is going to show you how I'm going to be scoring each of your papers. And so you can take a look at it and see if you want to get an A, then you want to strive to meet all of the categories in Category 3. And you can read from there as to what I will be looking for on your papers. Okay. What else do we have? And then we have some tutorials, and these are tutorials for mostly for Microsoft products, for the Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Access. Okay? And then, like I said, if there are any articles or anything additional that I want to add or bring to your attention, I will post those in resources as well. Okay, next thing that we have are the discussion and private messages. Okay, and so the first week, so this week, I'd like everybody to fill out, to go to introductions and introduce themselves. And then in addition to the introductions, then we will have weekly class discussions. Okay, so if I click on class discussion, then I have a topic that says week 1 discussion. If I click on that, it brings me into what the discussion is. And so what I'm usually going to do is be asking you a question about something that's relevant to the chapter or something that's just recently happened in the news in the past week. And so I would like you to respond to my question, and then I would also like you to respond to one of your fellow classmates' comments. Okay, so each week you should have 2 postings in the weekly discussion. Okay, one responding directly to me, and one which comments on another one of your classmates' remarks. Okay. Next is chat room, and so this is just if you have a quick question for me, or if you want to have a quick question for somebody else in the class, you just want to point something out, something that you found interesting in the chapters, you can just go ahead and enter a post here, and then just click on Add Message after you've typed in your message. Okay. Then there's Gradebook, so you'll be able to go in and keep track of your grades, of how I've graded your papers and your weekly discussions. And then finally, there's a mail tool, and this is just instead of using your UH email, you can, if you're already in Laulima and you want to pop off an email real quick, you can just come in here and send one from here. Okay, so pretty straightforward within Laulima. There is a intro to Laulima video, so you can select that if you haven't used Laulima before. When you first log into Laulima and you're in My Workspace, okay, you will see up here a Laulima orientation video. Okay. So if anybody has any questions or you're confused at all about using Laulima, please let me know. And when you are finished with Laulima, then you can just click on Log Out, and it logs you out. So I'm going to close this. Then the next thing I want to talk to you about is using Google Drive. Okay, Google Drive is, what it does is it allows you to create documents in Google Drive, or you can upload a document that you might have created in Microsoft Word. But the nice thing about using Google Drive is that once you upload it, if you share it with me, which you need to do if you want me to see it, so you share it with me, and then I have access to it immediately. And if you want me to comment on it, I can make comments. Or I'm sorry, when you do share it with me, I'll be able to make comments to you, and you'll be able to see those immediately. If you want me to help you edit it, then you can give me editing capabilities, and then will be able to make changes to the document as well as make comments. Okay, and so the way that I get into Google Drive is I would come to my mail. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, and so this brought me into my email, and sometimes when you first go to my mail, you'll be able to either go to Gmail or go to Drive just from your login screen, but because I was just in here, it brought me directly into my mail. Okay, but when you are in your mail, you can see up here you have this grid that says apps if you hover your mouse over it. So if I click here, then I can come over here to this third icon which says Drive. Okay, so this brings me into my Google Drive. Okay, if I want to create a new document, a word processing document, I can come over here and I can say Create, and then I can select Document. Okay, so then it comes and it goes ahead and it opens up a document, and it works very much like Microsoft Word or any other word processing document. Okay, if in order to share it with me, once you create your document and you name it, you can come up here to where it says Share. And right now, because I haven't shared it, it just says that it's private, only private to me. But if I click on Share, and I'm going to just name this, say, test document. Okay, so now I can come down here to where it says invite people, and I can enter people's names. Okay, so if I was going to give myself access, for example, I can go ahead and I can select my name, and over here is where I tell it what kind of security or what level of sharing I want. Okay, so you can select can edit, can comment, or can view. Okay, so I would suggest that you at least say can comment, so I can make comments to your document. If you want me to actually do some editing or add sentences that I might think would be appropriate, or take away sentences that I don't think are appropriate, then you can click on Can Edit. Okay, and then also please click on Notify People via email. That means that what it will do is it will send me an email when you do submit, when you do share a document with me. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here. And once you're done with your document, you can just come up and you can close it, and it will bring you back into your Drive. Now, if you're going to create a document in Microsoft Word and you want to upload it, then you come over here next to Create, where there's an arrow that points up, and you click on that, and you can select Files, and then you simply select the file that you want to upload. Okay, and so I selected a document and it told me it was uploading, and this is the document that I uploaded. Okay, now if you're going to do this, what you want to do is when you are uploading, you want to convert your documents to a Google Doc. Okay, and in order to do that, when you first come into Google Drive, you want to come up here to your settings, okay? And you want to click on the drop-down arrow and come over here to where it says Upload Settings, And when you click on that, you get a couple of different options. And what you want to do is you want to check on convert uploaded files to Google Doc format. Okay, so once you do that once, then all of your documents, when you load them to the Google Drive, they will be converted to Google Doc format. Okay, so easy. And like I said, by doing this, it will give me access to your documents as soon as you put them there. And as soon as I make comments, they will be visible to you. All right, I think that's it. Once you are done with Google Docs, then you can just come up here. If you wanted to go back into your email, you could switch your apps. Or if you're done working, you just click on the drop down and then you can sign out. Okay, I think that's it. I hope we have a great 8 weeks and good luck to everybody in the class. And like I said, because it is an accelerated class, it's going to go by really quickly. So please, if you have any questions at all, please contact me as soon as you start to run into problems or have any questions, because I don't want anybody to get behind and then be trying to play catch up in such a short period of time. Okay, thanks, and I look forward to working with all of you.